Boy, you apologized this morning. Second time in 2 weeks.
This is like a marriage, man.
Explain yourself.
I know.
You're apologizing more than I have to at home.
This one is really just me being mad at myself because I spent the entire regular season saying the regular season doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. I spent the entire regular season
is the word you
saying it is meaningless. And then for the last month or 6 weeks, I was so annoyed that the season was still going that I ended up shutting off my brain and getting angry at the Cavs for playing crappy basketball at the end of the season, even to the point where I got furious that they tanked the game to play for a better opponent. And my brain didn't switch back on until the playoffs started, and I said, what happened? How did I forget in the last month that the regular season is not 90%, not 95%, not 99%. The regular season is 100% meaningless. Sports boy Tony, as we all know, Anthony Lima, has been saying this, and he said on his show yesterday, I saw a clip, that everybody, most of the members of the media, a lot of fans should apologize for making a big deal about how the Cavs played at the end of the year. And what my response was that most of Cleveland media is gutless. I was going to write nutless, but I didn't want to offend anybody. But most of the Cleveland media is soft, and that's a fact. Everybody knows that. It's always funny to me when fans complain the media picks on the Cleveland teams because we have the softest media market probably on the entire planet. There are almost no good beat reporters in this town. Man, I'm just...
Yeah, you are.
This is a hell of an apology.
I was about to say this went from an apology to...
Well, I'm not apologizing to the media members. They all deserve it because they're just as bad. The Cavs, the way they played at the end of the season, didn't matter. It was stupid that we got worked up about it. We should have known. I should have known that. I've been saying it for 2 years. It's why I didn't want to watch regular season basketball because it has no meaning, no value. And we've seen this, by the way. You watch these playoff games, every moment, every possession, guys are playing life and death like. There's fight and fire on every play, it seems. That does not happen in the regular season. It does not. Or the Cavs played hard last year in the regular season. The Magic did this year. There are a sprinkling of teams that do, and then it's meaningless once the playoffs start. It's a completely different game. Who's healthy when the playoffs start? Who's more talented? That's all that matters. That's all that matters. And it's trending more and more in that direction every single year. I should have known better. Sports boy Tony is right. Ken, you got to admit it. You were wrong. Everybody else was wrong. Anybody that criticized this team during the regular season, you were lost because it was meaningless. And I was completely wrong about that.
Here's where I'm confused, though.
Yeah.
I don't think the Cavs are playing all that well.
That's fair.
It's just because they're up 2-0 on a team that can't shoot, that's never been in the playoffs, doesn't mean all the problems are fixed and everything's great. They're playing well defensively.
Right.
And a lot of that's because Orlando has no shooters. Jared Allen has been terrific.
Yes. But, yes.
But, I mean, let's not swing so far the other way because they're up 2-0 in a series
agreed.
We all thought they were going to win
I still think the Cavs have almost no chance of beating Boston. Don't get me wrong. But
if they play like this against Boston,
they'll get swept.
Probably.
Right. The point is, though, what happened in the last month is a non-factor. It's a non-factor. It's only about being healthy. And yes, they have to play better, certainly.
Yeah.
But guys struggling at the end of the regular season, it's a totally different game once the playoffs start.
But I have more faith in that with veteran teams. Just because the Cavs is their second trip to the playoffs doesn't mean they're this battle-tested veteran playoff group. They're really, go back to the Cavs teams that went to the finals year after year.
Yeah.
Those teams could go get drunk during the regular season and then show up in April and roll to the finals.
Right.
Cavs, this team is not in that group.
But I'm not even saying that the Cavs are a sensational team. I'm just saying I only have all we should judge them on is what they do now.
Yes.
Not anything they did the last month.
That's fair. That's very fair.
That's it. All right, Mike.
Tyvis, what do you think on that?
On judging the Cavs?
On Bulls.
I give Bull a
revelation.
Bull gets a 4 out of 10 for his apology. 4 out of 10. He
Because I ripped the media?
Yeah, you should have just.
Now you got to come back and apologize
You got to
for
keep
that.
it about you. You should have said this apology was about you. But you should.
It was about me.
You
I
brought
was mad at
everybody else
myself.
into it. So 4 out of 10. But I love when you spoke about the Cavs.
Yeah.
I was right there with you.
But the ripping of the media,
you should have did that some other time. But anyway. No, because that wasn't the point.
One of the things that's wrong with too many journalists is all we do is sit in an ivory tower and we are critical of everybody.
Right.
And the first time somebody turns around and points the gun at us, we cry and freak out.
Yeah.
It can't be that way.
You can't be that way. Everybody's so sensitive. You got to admit when you're wrong. Many people in this business can't admit when they're wrong.
I don't look at myself as a media guy. So.
Well, you are. Sorry.
I'm not a media
and
guy.
Gene Bush says that too. He's ridiculous. He's been in the media for a decade. I don't know what he's talking about.
Wait a minute. G. Bush, yes. I'm not a media.
Yes, you are. You are
Tyvis,
a
you work
media
for the
member.
Browns
You are
Radio
a
Network.
retired
You
athlete
work for
and media member.
UCSS. You're on radio
I'm
in
a former
Columbus. You're on the
athlete.
Big Ten
Oh, my
Network.
God.
You are a former
You're in
athlete.
denial is what you are. You're in denial of where your life is.
But
Need a
I
whole
was
intervention.
wrong to judge the Cavs, especially to be a little. I was way over the top in my criticism.
Yeah, you
of
picked
the
the
team.
Magic in 5.
The Magic in 5. What an idiot I was to pick the Magic.
That's blasphemy.
The Magic suck, and that all the proof you need of that the regular season is meaningless is that the Cavs are the 5 seed in the East.
That's not true.
I'm sorry. Correction. That the Magic are the 5 seed in the East.
They were the 3 seed a few days before
Exactly.
the end of the season.
The fact that the Magic essentially had as good a record as anybody in the East outside of Boston tells you that a lot of these teams did not take the regular season seriously because there's no way that the Magic are one of the 5 best teams in the East.
No, and they wouldn't have been if Embiid didn't get hurt. So that's kind of.
And Banchero looks like a stiff. I don't care what
and if Miami
I know
ever-
he's not, but he looks like a stiff in this series.
If Miami